Hello and welcome back to Minecraft, and I am on a new server on the latest version on VintageBeef's server, and here we are at the spawn house as is seen in his video. And I wanted to kind of go around town, see what's going on. I mean, this is within the first 24 hours of everything going on, so a little bit clearly is done around here. A little bit of pathways. We got a ladder that I'm going to want to go up so we can kind of get a good look around. So as you can see, some people have already done some things in town, you know, little starter farms, whatnot. There's Beef's house, and we got a bunch of things kind of going on around the outside. Spawn will probably be cleaned up a little bit later. We're just kind of sounded like it was going to be just temporary for people to get started. And it looks like some people have already gotten anxious to get on with it. So likewise in his video, we have his house being done here. All done up. Got a nice little bridge put on there. And go around on the sides of spawn. And the map so far has a certain distance that each people can go in. So we have some kind of limited space, and some people have already done quite a bit around here. So we'll just kind of go around, look at the biome enhancements. This is kind of like area where Beef was in. We got these nice little handmade pine trees that various different flowers put in, and bushes and stuff. They're just part of the terrain generation, which I find really nice because it just adds to the environment. And we got some people that have gotten some of their building done. You know, maybe it's not fully complete. I mean, there's a lot of people that are still building on and adding to their areas, but people have their spots kind of a good distance from each other, not too smushed in, and trying to keep it that way and keep the environment looking nice. So a lot of people are going to, you know, have their little starting farms and then go from there and build up their houses and such is how they want to be, and then get to their shops and stuff in town. So I'm just kind of going around looking at some of the environments, trying to figure out a nice place to be at. And there's different the ways the forests are done. Like this is a really tall pine tree kind of area. And there's water all over the place. So there's so many places that you can go and do coastal ideas. People doing various little docks, some ships around, some just little fishing things done. And some key things, you know, set up in spawn already. So here someone's already got part of their ships done. I think later on some of this area would be like a little dock and some shops. Still, it's just the first kind of 24 hours of this place where people have just kind of gotten in, done a little something, and keep adding to the area. And they'll keep throwing in more and more enhancements. And I thought this one, considering these custom trees and stuff that were done, this person came up with a great idea. And they made themselves a jungle treehouse. So I really liked some of these ideas that people have been coming up with, and you know, doing a lot of good stuff with some basic materials, a lot of wood and stone, and a different way of putting things together. And someone made a nice custom tree here. They have a nice little farm and such around here, very cute. And just they come up with some really good ideas. It's just going to make it really difficult to think of what am I going to make. And obviously lots of lag on this server. But like I said, lots of water. There's water on both sides of the spawn area, so it makes it really nice to just kind of get up and get on a boat and travel. So you can see a lot of the spaces that people have picked. So, might as well. I had to hop onto a boat. I mean, basically, there's just so much area. You need to be able to figure out where to go, and the boat's, you know, the best way to figure out, you know, what kind of biome do you want to be in. So people have kind of done a little bit of coastal things, even just, start building something out in the middle of the water. A lot of different interesting things. The jungle trees are kind of like done up. They had some interesting acacia trees with vines on it. Like I said, some bridges, little farms started. Some things people have already put up and taken down, just because they just wanted to get a little head on things. These crazy, interesting oak something, huge, wiry kind of trees in this one biome. And I heard that maybe there's going to be some sort of people building a whole bunch of airships around, which will be interesting. And we can make little towers to coincide with that. And again, even the plain open field stuff. I mean, this is kind of hilly, but you just have the variety of flowers and little bushes and stuff that it just makes it so much more interesting. And the little bit of different areas, the mesa and some of the dark oak stuff, I mean, just looks different. Some of these hills are actually like pretty huge. And this one, I don't know if someone just found a clump of trees and then decided to add on to it or what, but it was a really neat idea coming up here and just making a huge tree house out of a bunch of trees, and done up really nicely as well. So, a lot of people coming up with some different and neat ideas, especially since the biomes are a little different. You do have to go to some different places to get some of your stuff, some acacia and whatnot. And so I am still kind of figuring out what exactly I'm going to be building, and I think I have my space figured out. Like I said, it's 24 hours it's been up at this point, and there's already so many neat places taken, so you have to kind of look around and keep looking around. I think I had decided on my spot like 3 or 4 or 5 different times, but it still just kind of have to go and get some resources so you can get your ideas together on what kind of things to build. And we'll get that finished up here shortly, and since it's laggy, I will get to that shortly. Thanks for watching. See you next time.